Welcome. Soon, you'll be presenting the Clergy Initiative program to your parish council members and nominees, other lay leaders in your parish, and in some cases, your entire parish. The program includes 2 short video presentations and a discussion session that will, we hope, give you a fresh vision of your parish and your parish council's role in the spiritual and emotional well-being of your priest and his family, and ultimately, the fullness of your parish's ministries. We encourage you to preview these video presentations and related material with your priest. Then you can decide how best to present the material to your target audience. This initiative is data-driven, sufficiently powerful to generate significant and meaningful findings for our archdiocese. It's based on surveys by the Metropolis of Atlanta Clergy Task Force, 2 Danielson Institute studies of Greek Orthodox priests and presbyteres, and a 2015 study of senior ministers for the National Association of Evangelicals. Since these studies are an overview of the entire archdiocese, some of this data will vary from parish to parish. And some of these findings may not apply to your parish or priest at all. To help facilitate this meeting, you'll have a discussion manual for participants. You can also dig deeper into this data and access other resources at goarch.org/parishcouncil/training videos. Not all this information will apply to your church community, so you'll need to review the material to identify what applies to your individual parish. The Clergy Initiative video has several sections related to clergy and family well-being. Since not every factor applies to every parish, you'll need to determine what to emphasize during the discussion break. Let me be clear, your priest is too humble to ask for anything for himself. Rather, the Clergy Initiative is intended to help you be aware of issues clergy will periodically experience, issues that may affect their ministerial effectiveness. Certainly, every factor doesn't apply every day. It's a fluid situation. But over time, the cumulative effect takes a toll. So it's important that parish council members and lay leaders are sensitive to these matters. That's important because your priest will be reluctant to come to you when these issues arise, because he truly loves his vocation, believes in his calling, and is so focused on his flock and their needs that sometimes he forgets to take care of himself and/or his family. Here are some factors that affect the well-being of your priest and his family for your consideration. For example, most of us have regular hours and work roughly a 40-hour week. Your priest, on the other hand, must be available 24/7. Parish meetings are frequently held during the evening hours or on weekends. And ministerial responsibilities may take him away from his family at a moment's notice. You can imagine the cumulative effect of all this on the priest and his family. In addition to the national statistics presented in the video, your parish council will want to compare your priest's compensation, salary, and benefits with the guidelines of the Uniform Parish Regulations of the Greek Orthodox Archdiocese of America and with your area's cost of living. Consider, too, that most of us have defined vacation and personal leave time, frequently use or lose time. So, you might lead your parish council to discuss ways to ensure your priest can take appropriate time off and can afford to take that time off. Another thing we take for granted is our ability to separate our work life from personal and family time. But a priest and his family often feel they live in a fishbowl where their every decision and activity is seen and judged by others. During the break, review the resource materials provided to see what does and does not apply to your parish. There may also be other issues in your parish that will come to the surface. Be sure there is healthy discussion of all the issues that relate to clergy health and ministerial excellence, and strive to reach agreement in all these areas. Remember, the two are interconnected. Once this is accomplished, you're ready to view part 2 of the Clergy Initiative video presentation, which focuses on the personal dimension of clergy health, recaps the data, and points to some helpful resources. In this part of the Clergy Initiative presentation, your parish council will be reminded of the Uniform Parish Regulations and other obligations. It's important to emphasize again that your priest is not asking for money. The Clergy Initiative is reminding you that our archdiocese has excellent guidelines as they relate to caring for your priest, and every parish should do its best to comply to these guidelines. You'll learn ways your parish can better provide for the emotional well-being of your priest and his family. And you'll be reminded of the desired outcomes of the Clergy Initiative. Conclude your meeting by summarizing how this information applies to your church community. You'll also want to set some specific, measurable goals with realistic short and long-term deadlines, all focused on improving the overall health of your parish. For truly, a healthy clergy is an essential component of a healthy parish.
So what you've seen on this video in many ways paints a very real picture about what many of the clergy of our Holy Archdiocese are experiencing. But I want you to know that every one of the priests in our Archdiocese, the hundreds and hundreds of them, they still had that same voice that spoke to them years and years ago, that voice that was God calling them to the holy priesthood. I know it's the same way for me, and I'm sure it's for every single priest. And I want you all to know that despite the challenges that we face, all of us as priests would absolutely say yes over and over again to that voice saying, can you serve me? Can you help guide my flock? Can you help lead a church? All of us love what we're doing. We yearn for this. There's a void that's in our life that can only be filled when Christ is in our hearts as priests.